How to increase self-control and willpower? Self-control and willpower are two of the most important skills that you can develop in your lifetime. They are the keys to success in any area of life, whether it be in your personal life or your professional life. There are a few things that you can do to increase your self-control and willpower. One of the most important things is to have clear goals and a plan to achieve them. When you have a goal in mind, it is much easier to stay on track and resist temptation. Another way to increase self-control and willpower is to develop healthy habits. When you have healthy habits, such as eating nutritious meals and exercising regularly, it becomes easier to stick to your goals. What is self-control? Self-control is the ability to resist temptation and stay focused on what you want to achieve. It's an important quality to have if you want to reach your goals. There are a few things you can do to increase your self-control and willpower. 1. Set realistic goals for yourself. If your goal is too difficult, you are more likely to give up. Start small and gradually increase the difficulty of your goals. 2. Make a plan. Once you have set your goal, figure out what steps you need to take to reach it. Having a plan will make it easier to stay on track. 3. Remove temptation. What is willpower? Willpower is the ability to resist temptation and control oneself. Everyone has a different level of willpower and it can be increased with practice. Here are some tips on how to increase your self-control and willpower. 1. Set realistic goals. When you set a goal that is too difficult, you are more likely to give up because it seems unattainable. When you set a realistic goal, you are more likely to stick with it because it seems achievable. 2. Take baby steps. Trying to make a drastic change all at once is usually not successful. When you take small steps, you are more likely to stick with the change because it is not as daunting. 3. Create a support system. How to increase self-control? If you are looking to boost your self-control and willpower, here are some tips that can help. 1. Know your triggers. What are the things that tend to trigger your loss of self-control? Maybe it's certain foods or being around certain people. Once you know what your triggers are, you can be more aware of them and better prepared to manage them. 2. Set realistic goals. If your goals are too lofty, it will be harder to stick to them. Set smaller goals that you can realistically achieve and then build up from there. 3. Make a plan. When you have a plan in place, it's easier to resist temptation and stick to your goals. How to increase willpower? It's no secret that self-control and willpower are key ingredients in achieving success. Whether you are trying to improve your health, relationships or finances, having the ability to stick to your goals is essential. So how can you increase your self-control and willpower? Here are 5 tips. 1. Set realistic goals. One of the biggest reasons why people fail to stick to their goals is because they are not realistic. If your goal is to lose 100 pounds in a month, it's not going to happen. Not only is it unrealistic, but it's also unhealthy. Instead, set smaller goals that you can realistically achieve. Conclusion. There are many ways to increase self-control and willpower. Some people may find it helpful to increase their self-control by setting goals and working towards them. Others may find it helpful to increase their willpower by using visualization techniques or positive affirmations. No matter what method you use, it is important to be patient and consistent in order to see results. Anyone can increase their self-control and willpower with the right mindset and some effort.